Welcome to Conversations Live. For more than a decade, we've brought you the best in books, entertainment, celebrity interviews, and current events. When the movers and shakers of the world have something to say to you, they say it to us first. Here's your host, Cyrus Webb.
Welcome back, everyone, to Conversations Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. But for a radio audience tuning in at WYAD 94.1 FM and WYADonline.com, we're glad that you all could be with us. Also tuning in to our friends at iHeartRadio and Amazon Music Podcast. We're glad you all could be with us as well. Well, here in the South where I am, we have been going up and down with the temperatures, and that means making sure that your home is prepared for the winter weather and soon to be spring as well. Well, if you're looking for some help in that area, we're excited about our next guest is going to help you guys know not only, of course, some things you can do yourself, but also when it might be time to bring in the professionals. We're excited to welcome home renovation and improvement expert Breegan to our program. She's going to talk to you guys not only about some simple ways you can avoid some costly repairs down the line, but also some great tips for us for all year round as well. Breegan, thank you so much for the time. I really do appreciate you stopping by.
Cyrus, it's so nice to be here. Thank you for having me.
Hey, this is such an important topic and right up your wheelhouse, so I'm glad you're here to be able to help us out. So as I mentioned, making sure our homes are ready for the seasons as they're changing is so important. What projects top the list, though, Breegan, when it comes to winter and home maintenance that we can do?
Well, you know, our weather has been all over the place, and our HVAC systems are actually a little bit more like cars than we think. You need a little warm-up before you have them in sort of a critical need area. So making sure that you sort of deal with that daily maintenance and make sure that you're looking at what needs to maybe be addressed before those times is essential to getting the most out of your home unit.
Wow, love that. And that's a great analogy for our audience as well, because hopefully we're taking care of our vehicles. So that makes us know, again, the importance when it comes to our home, too. So what are some seasonal updates, then, Breegan, that we can do that all of us should be following?
Of course. And these vehicles we don't see every day, so we forget about them. But the biggest mistake that I see my clients make, and I'm guilty of myself, is not replacing your filter enough. I mean, it's the easiest, most obvious one, but most people are shocked when I say that you should be replacing it every 30 to 90 days. And that's even more if you have pets.
Great tip there. I love that, too. And you're right, it's not something we think about a lot. I have noticed, though, Breegan, here where I live in the South, that a lot of companies, when they're selling the filters, will sell like 4, and we're telling you, you should change it every 90 days or so. So I love that because you're right. That's something that we definitely do not think about. Now, there's something...
You just forget about it.
Yeah, exactly, because it's something we don't see. But it definitely has a big impact.
We're requiring. Yeah. We're requiring so much more for our units now. You know what I mean? And so it's just such an easy thing that you can do yourself. You don't need a professional to come do for you. And it's inexpensive and a quick change. So that is always the best advice, is the easiest thing first.
Love that. But, Breegan, you bring up an interesting point, because I love do-it-yourself projects. I get excited about that. I'm one of those weird people who do that. But there are times, though, that there are some things we cannot do ourselves, right? So when should we call in the professionals when we're thinking about our home and kind of getting them ready for each season?
So if you're worried about your unit, the thing that people struggle with the most is how and where do I find experts to help me through this process? And one of the things I love is that Trane.com has home comfort specialists who will come out to you. And you just go to their website, you click Find a Dealer, and they will come over and really help you determine the needs for maintenance on your unit. Now, this is where homeowners sometimes get a little fearful of like, well, when do I replace it? Do I repair it? And so I've come up with a really easy $5,000 rule, right? And I'll tell you that. 5, it's on one hand. 5,000 is easy to remember. You take the age of your unit, so if it's like 2-3 years old, times the cost that it's going to cost you, $250, $1,000 repair. And if you multiply those two and it's over $5,000, then you should really consider looking at replacing your unit. But if it's under $5,000, then a repair might be right for you.
Wow, love that. That's a great tip. And speaking of Trane, I see the commercials here, Breegan, and what I love about it is it's great for when we're talking about residential, like what we're kind of dealing with here, but also commercial as well. And the website definitely, because I took a look before of this segment, Trane.com, and for our audience, it's Trane.com, and we'll put it on our Facebook page for you guys as well. All you have to do is put in your zip code to be able to find one that's a professional that's local to you, which is really cool as well. Breegan, these are some really good tips, and I think, again, as you mentioned, when it comes to our units, a lot of times we don't think about how much we ask of them. I think about my mother. She has a heating and cooling unit, so, of course, that's one thing we talk about a lot is the filter. But you're right, year-round, it's one of those big things. Breegan, you really did share some great tips. Home renovation and improvement expert Breegan Jane has been our guest, helping you guys know how you can get a jump start on each season by making sure that you're taking care of your units and also knowing when it's time to call in a professional. Again, you've heard her mention the website. Again, it's Trane.com, Trane.com is that website. And, again, we'll link that up for our audience. And, Breegan, it goes without saying, you're welcome back here anytime. We'd love to have you back.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure to be here.
Hey, same here. And we thank your audience for tuning in to another great segment of Conversations Live, part of our Music and Youth segment here at WYAD. Until next time, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying, as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Live, and let's go make today amazing. Take care.